Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Khanya Modipa from Memoirs of a Blazer. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, tick that little bell over there for notifications, like this video, and subscribe to Memoirs of a Blazer. So, guys, I'm going to be talking to you about my favorite person in the whole wide world, and that is dum 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 Steve Jobs. Sorry, that was so random. Steve Jobs is one of my absolute favorite people. You know, it's very strange though, like there are certain people who when they die, then I'm like, oh my goodness, that person was actually such a gift. And I wasn't really into like Apple products when Steve was alive. To be quite frank and honest, I couldn't afford them, so I never really understood the whole hype around Apple products. But once I could afford one, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like such an amazing product, like oh my goodness. And once I knew and understood the creator of these amazing products, and also knew that Pixar was actually owned by Steve, I was like, oh my goodness, like this, or run by Steve. I was like, this guy is like everything. Guys, this is my final week of being 25, and so I felt that it was so important to sort of like coincide what I've learned from Steve Jobs and what I'm like learning with my life. The first and most important thing that I learned from Steve Jobs that is now making sense in my life is paying attention to the details. When I started Memoirs of a Blazer, the most important thing for me was paying attention to the small things, you know, like the images that I put out, the videos that I give you, the things that I type, you know, every now and then, just like being, you know, aware of the small little details that matter to me. They might not matter to the reader or the person who's experiencing my content, but they matter to me. And as Steve Jobs said, like even the inside of his like Apple computer, he felt that it was important that that was perfection. Even if nobody was gonna open this thing and look at it, well, not his consumers anyway, only people who were fixing Apple products were gonna see it. He felt that it was important to him that the level of detail and effort inside the product, the parts that nobody would really be seeing, were just as perfected as the things that were on the outside. And if you look at an Apple product, I mean, it's like perfection on the outside. Now imagine the inside. That's what he wanted to replicate, that everything that he did was with integrity. And you know what integrity means, right? Doing the right thing even when nobody else is looking. And that's exactly what he was doing. He was putting in the effort even when nobody else was looking. He was paying attention to the details. The second thing that I learned from Steve Jobs is just learning that you don't know everything, and learning that you need to accept help from people who know better than you. And Steve surrounded himself with really smart and innovative people. I'm not saying that he wasn't smart, he was a genius, especially in marketing, but he knew that he couldn't know everything, and that applies to your own life as well. You can't know everything, so surround yourself with people who are smart, who want to work with great excellence, who believe in your vision just as much as you do, because that will take you further than you trying to learn everything by yourself and creating this thing. The third thing that I want to talk to you guys about when it comes to Steve Jobs is his favorite quote called "Stay foolish, stay hungry." When you are staying foolish, for me, my interpretation of staying foolish is like knowing that you don't know everything, knowing that you can commit yourself to something, like Steve did hundreds of times. He committed himself to computers that were not going to be a hit, but he knew that it doesn't matter. Like, he's going to make mistakes, he's going to make faults, but he was going to stay hungry anyway. He didn't let like one moment of failure or one moment of not making it be the determining factor for his life. You know, guys, life can be very short, and for Steve, I believe that it was very short, but life can also be very, very long. You don't want to live your life being defined by one moment of failure or one moment where things just did not go the way that you planned it to because you had committed yourself to this thing. It might be a relationship, it might be a business that you committed yourself to and it just is not like working out for you. Stay foolish. Allow yourself to say, you know what, I gave it everything, it didn't work out. I'm accepting that certain things that I do are not always going to jump off into the universe. Stay foolish, stay hungry. When you are hungry for creating a world that is better than the one that you arrived in, I mean, that's like the epitome of life, eh? That's like the whole point of us being here. My fourth thing that I learned from Steve Jobs is to know the intention of your life. I know that I say this a lot, but it is true. You know, Steve was not one of those people who didn't know what they wanted. He knew exactly what he wanted. He even had this force field, guys, where he made things, he had like the most ridiculous requests to people at the time. Like, I want this and I want that. I want 1,000 songs in my pocket. And that's when he created the iPod. And many people said, no, Steve, this is not going to work. The design, what. And he was like, yeah, I hear you, but I want this. And sometimes if you're not clear about what you want, other people will manipulate and create different wants for you, different desires, different dreams for you. And before you know it, you are working for other people's dreams and desires. And that's what makes us feel so unfulfilled and unhappy. It's because we believe that we're a slave to something else that doesn't ring true to ourselves. So be clear on your intentions. Be clear on what you want for your life. It's so important. Don't you allow yourself to be like swayed by things all the time, or by situations and people and drama and whatever it is that is forcing you to feel that way. The fifth and most important thing I also learned from Steve Jobs is everything always makes sense when you look backwards. The dots always connect when you look backwards. If you have not had the opportunity to go through Steve Jobs' Stanford commencement address, guys, like, do yourself a favor, hey? Like, go through that speech. I go through that speech like every 3 to 6 months. It's so difficult sometimes for you to trust the process of your life and trust that the decisions that you are making will make sense in the end. But know that they do make sense in the end. You know, have you ever like woken up and said, you know, I never wanted to do this thing, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, it actually made sense. Just be aware that the dots don't make sense forward, they always make sense when you look backward. So trust your instincts, trust your gut, make sure that you're clear on your intentions, and I promise you, you will find a life of great fulfillment. I'm so happy that I met this guy called Steve and in my life, and I had conversations with him, and you know, he has really made it so imperative for me that I do not give up on myself, and I give my life everything that I've got. So guys, be grateful for everything that you've been given. Stay foolish, stay hungry, be motivated, accept help, be clear on your intentions, all those wonderful things, and I will see you on the other side of 26, baby. I look damn good for 26. You know, I was a little worried about 26, but I think I cleaned up pretty good for 26. I'm very excited for 26 and what it has to offer me. And yes, I share a birthday with the queen herself, Beyonce. So if you like, when is her birthday? My birthday is on the 4th of September on Labor Day, which is like great. Now finally I live in a country my birthday is actually a public holiday. Yes, it is my birthday. Yeah guys, please like and subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to Memoirs of a Blazer. I love you guys. Remember that your dreams are valid, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.